Many things that I don't know, people that are in power knows. And many things that are popular is actually made to hurt me so that I don't awaken and become this high beings on earth. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Emmerance podcast. I'm your host, Emmerance Victoria. And today I'm going to talk about the lessons that I've learned in the 30 years I've been on earth. Yesterday was my birthday. Happy birthday to me. Thank you if you're wishing me happy birthday. Wow, a lot of things happen in life, and I believe that the fact that I'm here, it's only by God's grace. Just to resume the last episode, I spoke about you being very materialistic, and it's not your fault, it's just a way of creation. You come out of this world, you come out of your mother's womb, you become a materialistic being, so you forget where you come from. Forgetting where you come from doesn't mean that you are no longer that person. You know, like if a lion grew up with gorillas, a lion just only needs to be reminded that they're a lion and they will start running fast, right? So what I'm trying to tell you here is that you have to understand and remember that you are a spiritual being and that you are here for a purpose, and that purpose, it's only you that will know it. What I learned in my 30 years on earth is the fact that there is reincarnation. Reincarnation exists. And when it comes to reincarnation, well, this is what I know. It could be wrong, could be true. Again, one thing about me here is every truth or everything that I say, there's a bit of a lie to it. And every lie that I say, there's a bit of truth to it. So please, 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 and I beg you again, look up, ask questions, ask me questions, hop on my Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, whatever, at the Emmerance. I'm here to talk. Like, I really love to talk about these things, especially spirituality. But the things that I wanted to mention about this reincarnation is, again, the ancient Kemet. Ancient Kemet, they believe that when you die, you don't go and meet Satan, you go and meet Osiris. But most importantly, is you have this weight. It's Ma'at on one scale, the feather of Ma'at, and on the other scale is your heart. And what it means is that when your heart is weighted and your heart is heavier than the feather of Ma'at, and Ma'at means order, it means that you're still bound by this material world. And most people who die and they still have some stuff of, like, they're not aware of their spirituality, they don't remember that they're a spirit being, and they don't ascend and become a god on earth, I believe they just come back. That's how I see it, okay? They just come back, you're sent to this monster. Some readings that I did, they say that this monster goes and like really hurts your spirit to a point where you would like to live, okay? But another version, that the book that I'm reading or read, they just said that the monster eats you and you come back to this life, okay? So I would say maybe it depends. If you lived a life killing and doing all these bad things, then yeah, when you die, you'll probably have some type of suffering waiting for you. But you are not meeting some type of demon. You know, those things are just there to scare you of death, okay? When you live life in order, when you live life in Ma'at, in harmony, you realize that you're good. Your life will be good. Your life will mirror that, okay? And when you do that, you understand that there's a part of you that want more, a spirituality. The issue here that we have is we turn into religion instead of turning inward, okay? I've always wondered all my life, like, how is it that the Bible, you know, it does mention fasting, it does mention closing the eyes and praying, it does mention that you have to have a little bit of faith for you to move mountains, but I don't see a lot of people doing that. And what I realize is that a lot of people are too focused on what people think about them. That's why they go to church, because they want to make sure that people see that they look good. Or they go to church because they want that community. But then at the same time, it's like the act of going to church should be, yes, for community, But when you're at home in your everyday life should be for you to walk on earth and glorify God. And how you glorify God is through your actions, through your thoughts, and through the way of living, right? So, reincarnation, going back to it. So, let's say your heart is lighter than the feather of Ma'at, then you become the spirit that lives with other spirits that have accomplished this step in life while they are alive on earth. So it's important to know this. Now, one thing that I also understood with these reincarnation is the fact that many people who does not look like me know about this. And what they do is that because they know that when they die, they'll get judged, they'll get sent to some type of monster and maybe suffer for all the sufferings that they've done on earth, they don't want to die. Okay? All right, so I'm gonna stop it there because I don't want to go deep into that, but I hope it helps you understand what's happening today and the technology that is being made. Okay, so that's something that really touched me in these 30 years on earth that I lived, because I've realized that many things that I don't know, people that are in power knows. And many things that are popular is actually made to hurt me so that I don't awaken and become these high beings on earth. And the fact that I also realized that, oh, damn, it is targeted. It is very targeted. And why is it targeted? And the target is who? You know? So the target is definitely melanated people. And in my previous podcast episode, I did share, guys, that it's important to understand the pineal gland, the Christ oil, and why, as a Black man or Black woman, you need to make this thing work for you. Okay, the fight that you're fighting today, a lot of people, Christians and stuff like that, understand that you cannot fight evil with the power that we have in this material world. But evil is very much here and it's working hardcore over time to keep you asleep. Okay, and to keep you asleep by that is making you comfortable. And by making you comfortable is what? You listen to music that makes you manifest things. Okay, you eat a lot of things that do not even help your gut to heal you. Your body is actually made to heal itself. When you sleep, you go through a process of healing. But a lot of people cannot just heal when they sleep anymore because of the things that we eat, the environment, and things like that. We understand this. Me, when I was like in 4th grade, there was news everywhere about how pollution and climate change and all of those things. Listen, my friend, my love, all of those things are always going to exist, okay? The same person who is telling you about climate change is the same person who is making it worse, okay? So I decided in my 30 years on earth is to let life guide itself. Let people that really want this material world have it. It doesn't mean that I'm letting myself go. It just means that my focus is now in my spiritual realm. It's now in my own intuition. It's now to let my spirit guide me throughout these challenges that I'm going to face in this world. Because you cannot fight this fight like this. You are not as powerful in the material world in order for you to fight it. We already know in order for you to be powerful in this world, what you need is money. Okay? And not just money as in, oh, I'm a CEO or something. Maybe you can, maybe becoming a CEO of a big enterprise, maybe. But you really have to be more than that, up. And it's usually old people that are there. Okay? Another thing that I understood in my 30 years on earth is that a lot of people will judge without even listening. A lot of people are so busy scrolling and getting all of the emotions up and down, reactive with all of these things, and they will not blink an eye when you tell them the truth. And when I think about it, I'm like, okay, so you're telling me that people who are following Jesus' teaching, people who are glorifying him, even Buddha, even all of these other Muhammad and all of that, they miss the mark. Because these people are very much there to teach you the truth. But the reason why you miss the mark is that the people that took over the teaching taught you to not question it. So basically, they give you one line of a whole paragraph that was written to tell you the truth, and they take it, they put it in the Bible, and they give it to you. Okay? Now, one thing that I want to say is why? Why is it that you don't question? Now that you know that for so many years, one thing that I've always asked myself is when I go to Jamaica, when I go to other countries, there's churches everywhere. You'll have a church here and you'll have a club in the same building. Okay? And how is that order? It's chaos, right? So what does that mean? Does that mean that that church is even a church? Does that mean that when you go to that church, you're actually going to learn something? Because if I am someone that wants to liberate you, wants to guide you to the truth, I wouldn't put my place or my church or even tell you that others are bad, okay? And that others are not going to go to heaven because they believe in some other gods, okay? There's this logic that should be at work right now. It's the fact that, okay, even though there's so many churches and so many beliefs out there, why is that those countries are very much the ones that are suffering? All right? I want you to understand that it's not by mere coincidence. Nothing is a coincidence on earth. That is another thing that I understood. Nothing is a coincidence on earth. Everything happened for a reason. And another thing that I also understood is the fact that many popular things that are just left alone were made by the same people that are made to protect you. That are made to give you all these laws to protect you. Okay? The reason why I say that is because just look at us. If the person that was guiding us actually was following order instead of chaos, the gym would be free. Fast food would be taxed and more expensive than organic. Okay? We have to understand this because this world is made for you to shrink so that you can just use that energy to exchange it with time for a certain amount of time in your life, and then you retire. And when you retire, guys, they gave you these islands where you can go and relax on your retirement. But guys, this is changing. This is changing. We are moving into a world where I'm hearing that there's not going to be any, changes in pay, like your pay will all be the same. We are heading into a more and more AI, computer, technology future. Okay, so understand that it is a plan. Okay, but what I know is that it is time for us to finally embody the spiritual self that we have, especially women. Like I said in multiple podcast episodes, I said how women, we already have the logic, we already have the intuition. All we have to do is lock in so that we can move forward and have more impact on this world. And I can even add, especially melanated women, okay? Because that's where the power resides, in the melanin. All right? So understand that there is a plan, there is an agenda, and you are just going to have to figure out how to elevate yourself in this fire that's burning around you. You have to understand that it's important to remain positive, to remain calm in chaos. That's very important. That's a gift also. a gift to remain calm when there's chaos is difficult. I remember when I stopped my podcast, it was basically because I was no longer practicing what I'm preaching. And what I mean by that is the fact that I started putting other people's first instead of myself. Literally the same thing that I came here to talk to you about, to not do, to put yourself first. And I actually thought that I was putting myself first. Why? Because I was focusing on the fact that, hey, I'm turning 27, 28. I need to get married someday. I used to have this really, really bad trauma of men. So I decided for a long time that I was not going to get married, that I really hated men, and that I didn't want anything about them, right? But as I'm growing, I understood that, okay, well, if I hate men, then I'll have to be a lesbian. I mean, sure, but we need a man, okay? I need a man. I need a man. I need a masculine energy in my life. And so I decided to go and start dating again. And when I moved here, the dating life was good. It was serious. And so I saw that it was going towards marriage, and I wanted that marriage. I wanted a married life. I wanted kids. Finally, I can't believe I'm saying this. Like, me wanting kids, it was unthinkable. Now, while I wanted that, I stopped putting myself first. I stopped trying to put my foot down or make my point. Or I started thinking that all these things and knowledge and wisdom that I had, I was crazy. And the crazy part about all of this is when you have these thoughts and stuff, it often resonates on social media. You'll probably find someone talking about it, especially the conspiracy theories about the earth being flat or being round. There's a lot of people that talked about it, but when you start to state your opinion on it, a lot of people will be like, "Oh, you got that idea from TikTok, you got an idea from so and so." So you start questioning yourself, right? Which is, it can be true, it can be a false, because a lot of us, where we get our ideas from are from books, from teachers, from TV, and from ourselves, right? We already had an opinion of something. That's why when you read a book and you're like, oh my gosh, this book is so good, it's probably because it's resonating. It's telling you exactly what you believed already. A book that I would recommend for my birthday, my gift for you, is to read the book From Niggas to Gods by Akil. That book, part one, part two, beautiful. It's going to change your life because that book literally resonated with me. It resonated with what I needed to do in my life, and it brought me back to here, to my podcast. Now, how is it that I came back after this much hurdle? One thing that I understood about my spirit, and everyone's spirit actually, and it has to do with negativity. When you find your life becoming more and more negative, that means you're becoming more and more depressed, you're becoming more and more anxious, you are restless, and you figure out, like, how is it that I don't have peace? How is it that I cannot make my life go the way I want? Well, you have to understand that your body always wants order. Your body always wants positivity. Your spirit wants positivity and wants order. So, what it means is when you're going through negativity, it's like a recalibration that you're going through. Your spirit is trying to tell you that you are missing the mark. You are no longer walking the truth that you were supposed to walk on. You are no longer following the contract that you did when you decided to reincarnate, when you decided to come back. And a lot of us, going back to reincarnation, I forgot to mention that before you reincarnate, you actually have this whole movie of what's going to happen. And once you're back on earth, you forget it. And so my gift to you today is memorize, remember what your gift is. Remember what is your homework or your goal on this earth. Okay, you came here with a goal, and I want you to get out of this in this life completing that goal. Now, first, your gift is something that you do without thinking too much, without thinking about it. And if you don't know what your gift is, you can try other activities like drawing and all that. And once you're good at it without really thinking about it, it means multiple things. It means that you probably became a professional in your previous lives on that topic, or it is something that's very much innate in you and you're able to do it. For me, it's wisdom. For me, it's helping others. I cannot help but talk about God, and that's why I'm here, and I created this platform to help you elevate yourself and become literally the image of God on earth, because you are able to do that, melanated or not. Okay? All right, so that was it. Happy birthday to me, and I'll see you next week. But remember, self first isn't selfish, it's a standard. Bye bye.